Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I want to discuss one of my personal favorite products we have here at Shine Supply, and that is Holeshot. This is something I made many years ago because my family, we are heavily into the off-road scene. My son actually raced dirt bikes for a while. In our free time during the season, we like to go out to the desert, camp, drive our Polaris RZR, ride dirt bikes, and just like play. That is why we made Holeshot. From when we get back, I wanted a safe, all-purpose cleaner that I could, foam the entire dirt bike or RZR down with, or even an off-road truck like a pre-runner, and not worry about any staining happening on the aluminum or anodized parts. So that is what Holeshot is. It's a very safe, all-purpose cleaner. So it's in that family of products like an all-purpose cleaner, but it is a lower pH, it's not high alkaline, and it's extremely safe while being super effective in like breaking down dirt and grime. One thing that we are doing right now is I'm in the middle of reintroducing the product as far as the label presentation. We've called it an off-road cleaner, but what we found is we use it a ton for vehicle prep. So when we're going to wash a vehicle and we're dealing with some heavy grime buildup, we like to pre-wash it with Holeshot to just get all that heavy debris down before we go into our contact wash. What this does is it helps prevent swirling and marring in the paint surface. So rather than add another product to our product line and just clutter the line, we're just expanding how we present Holeshot, and we're gonna be calling it a performance prep wash. So let's get into how to use it. I'm gonna go over when to use it and how to use it. Now real quick, if you are curious on how to use Holeshot on a side-by-side or dirt bike, etc., make sure you check out some of the videos we do have up on our page, and it shows how we use it to clean those type of things up. In this particular video, I want to go over how to use it as a prep wash. This vehicle in particular has been ceramic coated by us at Stevens Detailing, which is our detail shop here on location at Shine Supply. This truck has beadlock black on it. So I want to give you guys a demonstration on how we use Holeshot as a prep wash to get this heavy grime off the truck, so that when we come in and do our contact wash with soap, we have that heavy grime off, and we are going to drastically eliminate chances of putting micro marring and swirl marks in the paint. As I get into the demonstration, I want to make a few comments on when you would use Holeshot. It's definitely not necessary every time you wash the vehicle. You can see on this truck in particular, we have some heavy grime on this. And if we were to just come in and start like pre-rinse the truck and just go right into our soap wash, a lot of this grime on the surface, we're gonna be just grinding into that clear coat. So when we would use it is when we're coming into a wash and we evaluate the vehicle and we see, all right, we got some heavy surface grime. Let's do a prep wash and get this heavy grime up before we do our soap wash. If your vehicle is just lightly dirty from a week of driving, it's definitely not necessary to do the Holeshot. We have found in the winter, of course, we use this regularly almost every time. I know we're in California. Unfortunately, we don't get a ton of rain out here, but when we do have a rain and vehicles have been driven in that, it's automatic go-to to use Holeshot as a prep wash. Those of you that might be in elements or different states where you have snow, that should be an automatic. You've driven your car through the snow, do a prep wash with Holeshot before you come into your contact wash with soap. It's really just your discretion. You can't overdo it, but if it's not necessary, just stick with your soap. Because even though this is a lower pH product than something like a degreaser or something, high alkaline, that could really pull and tug at your protection that's on the vehicle, we want to make sure that you are not overdoing it. When we're using it as a prep wash for a vehicle, like the demonstration I'm going to give you guys today, we're going to use it in a foam gun. We are coming out with some new foam guns. Depending on when you watch this video, we might already have them. This foam gun in particular has milliliters on the table right here. You're going to go like 4 ounces minimum, which would be right between 100 and 200 mLs. And then if you have a standard Shine Supply foam gun, you're roughly going to go to that soap fill line with the Holeshot, and then you are going to fill the rest with water. So let's get into the steps. quick overview and then we'll actually demonstrate it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come through my pressure washer, I'm gonna pre-rinse the truck really well. Then we're gonna click in our foam gun, we're gonna foam the vehicle, we're gonna let it dwell for about 30 seconds, never letting it dry. Depending on the conditions that you're in when you're doing this, you're gonna have all kinds of different conditions. Use discretion, the time of day, if there's direct sun, if the surface is hot. So use discretion on how long you let the product sit on the paint so it does not dry. You're gonna power wash that off. You're making no contact during these steps. Power wash it off, then you're gonna move into your regular soap washing. So let's get into the demo. I'm gonna knock out the wheels first because you wanna get those out of the way before you get into actually washing the entire vehicle, because you do not wanna ever deal with water drying on the paint. You might have hard water. Even if you have deionized water, you do not wanna just let water sitting on your paint and drying. So we wanna do the wheels first. So I'm gonna knock those out and then we'll move on. Wheels are clean, ready to move into the next step, which is gonna be pre-washing, pre-rinsing the entire truck just with water. This is a very quick step. I'm just quickly knocking off the loose stuff before I move into the step with Holeshot. I'm making sure I'm kind of pushing it off the hood rather than just mindlessly rinsing. Yeah, I'm pushing it down. Next, I'm gonna go right into my foaming step with the Holeshot. A question you guys might have is, how is Holeshot different from our Solution multi-purpose cleaner? We have put a foaming agent in it to help with this exact process. This product also has a rinse aid that helps it rinse off the vehicle effortlessly and not stick. I'm not gonna do it in this video, but if your undercarriage needed some attention, you could take the Holeshot and blast the entire undercarriage. Does a great job cleaning that up and prepping it for something like our classy chassis. So you can see, even at 4 ounces, we got a really nice foam going on. We're coming close to the rinse time. It's probably dwelled for a minute already. Weather here right now, it's probably close to 80, believe it or not. Even though we're February in California, it's crazy weather and there's like an east wind. It's a little on the warmer side. I'm gonna start rinsing. Actually, a quick pro tip for you guys. If I noticed it drying, maybe even on the hood, all you could do is you just wanna float a little water where you see it drying, just keep it in a wet state. So I'm actually gonna slide this over since the sun is hitting that hood, and I will rinse that next. Question you might have is, what would be the damage if it dried on the paint? It'd be like any soap that you let dry. It's gonna create a film that you're gonna have to deal with. It's not gonna cause permanent damage, but it's a step you wanna avoid. So keep it in a wet state. Now, as I'm pre-rinsing this, now I'm really intentional with my passes. I wanna be nice and methodical because I'm trying to rinse off all that grime that the Holeshot has helped break free from the surface. So if I rush this step, I'm not getting the maximum benefit of performing this step. You can see I'm nice, even passes, not too fast, and it's doing a beautiful job breaking all that grime off the surface. I'm gonna throw out another pro tip as I'm doing this. This product is very different from something like Smooth Move, which is our paint decontaminator, which is what breaks free bonded iron contaminants from smog and exhaust. That is not what this is doing. This is addressing grime, like dirt, grime, buildup. Much different than Smooth Move, where Smooth Move doesn't address grime and buildup. It addresses bonded metal, microscopic metal contaminants. So 2 very different processes. See, it's starting to dry a little bit up front. So I'm just gonna float some water up there till I get to that panel. You can see how the hydrophobics are already starting to be exposed again because they're covered up with that bonded grime. A lot of times on a pre-rinse, you can think your coating isn't working anymore because it's not beating up, but it's just covered up with grime and bonded contaminants. There's a lot of bugs actually on that mirror too. It helped break some of those down. It's safe to say that almost all swirl marks you see on paint are caused by improper washing. There's a myth out there that just because you have foam on a vehicle prior to starting to scrub it, that foam is somehow lubricating the surface and protecting from marring and swirl marks. That is so far from the truth. That's why we want to do something like this when we have heavy grime, to get all that heavy grime off before we come into our contact wash. It is a game changer what it produces in the end result. For demonstration purposes only, being that we do have deionized water here at the shop, I'm gonna blow dry this panel and have Colby come through and pan this panel so you guys have seen I have not touched this at all, so we can compare how it looked before and then after doing the prep wash with Holeshot. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that through the camera, but we have knocked down, I'd say at least 75% of that bonded grime. So what this is gonna do is now when we come in and do our soap wash with Shift Soap, we are not dealing with anything really on the surface. I mean, there's just some very light stuff still on the surface, and that is going to give us an extremely safe washing process. So it's cool to see that before and after. Especially right here behind this rear tire, there was a lot of heavy just road grime buildup right here. Tailgate as well, let's blow that off. Let's take this demonstration a little bit farther. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna grab a clean microfiber towel and do a light swipe on that panel, and we'll really see what's left. Got a fresh, clean microfiber towel. I'm gonna lightly wipe right here. Remember, this is just for demonstration purpose. I wanna see what's left on the surface. That's impressive. Let's do one more section right here. Look at that. That's what's up. All right, I'm gonna get into the shift wash. I'm gonna move into my next step, which is washing this with Shift Soap. This is a very good friend of ours truck, Jake. He owns All In Equipment here in Ventura. Sells heavy duty equipment, awesome guy. So we're gonna clean this up for him. He let us use the truck for the video. I hope that gave you guys some helpful tips into how to use Holeshot. Be on the lookout for that updated label that will be saying Performance Prep Wash. Now you really understand the broad usage of this product. We're always here to help. Leave a comment, call the shop, email us. Email us, we got you covered. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.